Ever since its inception, the word predator has referred to a set of species such as lions, wolves, sharks, snakes, and basically, keep in mind I'm not a zoologist, any creature who targets another animal, often referred to as its prey, in order to sustain itself. This is a very natural and important process in any ecosystem. However, in recent times, especially online, the word has taken on a similar but less natural meaning. Nowadays, the word predator is often thrown at an individual who targets another person, usually someone they shouldn't be talking to in the first place, in order to fulfill some kind of selfish desire at the victim's expense. And these people have become a frequent problem on many online platforms like Roblox, Discord, Reddit, Twitch, and in this case, YouTube. Baby Cakes, or Manic Panic on VRChat, is someone that you might already be familiar with. Now, this video will not cover any of his old allegations, and if you are curious about them, then I recommend watching this video by my buddy, Royalty is Here. To make a long story short, Baby Cakes is by far the worst creep I've ever had the displeasure of meeting, and this whole situation really outlines the major problems people have with VRChat. For example, he is someone who is open about the fact that he acts inappropriately around minors as he doesn't see it as a bad thing. Like I said, you're saying things like, oh, are you into baby stuff? Oh, what are you into?
A lot of people are into. They're into baby stuff.
But why is a 32-year-old man need to know what a year-old is into?
Well, because they're not appropriate conversations.
They're not. That's why you didn't want us to tell anyone. That's why you kept telling me, oh, don't tell anyone what we're saying. Hey, if you want to keep me around, don't tell anyone what we're saying. Despite all this, VRChat has failed to protect its younger audience, not even banning his account, or more importantly, his VRChat group, which he uses to funnel in more mentally ill children into his VRChat family. Those children are then indoctrinated and manipulated that those same inappropriate actions are okay, and to believe whatever he says without question. There's also people like Stitchbatch, the creator of Freddy's Nightclub, who openly defended Cakes and his actions despite being given blatant evidence of his wrongdoings. We have a lot to cover in this video, and I want to make things very clear at the start. Despite my criticisms, I want nothing more than to see VRChat become a much safer community for its younger audience. And if you feel the same way, consider sharing this video around in order to get as much of the VRChat community rallied together. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
And why am I making this video? Because sometimes things need to be said and done, and sometimes things need to be brought to the attention of the public.
Because Daddy's happy to help you with stuff, okay? Because if people find out Daddy's helping you with naughty stuff, they're gonna, well, attack me and they're gonna make me go away. And then we don't get to see each other.
Sadly, when you're trying to make an announcement like this to save people, people use malice and ill intent and forgeries and lies and falsehoods to try and hurt people that they don't like. You need to work on yourself. You need to work on everyone around you. You need to change your behavior. You being mentally ill is just not an excuse anymore for your behavior. People like you get put away for a reason, because you can't stop harming people.
To start things off nice and simple, I'll go over my experience with Baby Cakes first. April 23rd, 2025, I would join his group called the ToyBox, posing as a 15-year-old girl on an alternate account. Once I joined the instance, I made my age very clear to Cakes.
Wait, you're turning 16, right?
Yes, very soon.
Okay, sorry, I thought you were 18.
No, sorry. Turn 16 next month. Well, actually, in like
Oh,
2
it's
weeks.
adorable. You're gonna have a sweet 16.
A sweet 16. I'm so excited.
After this moment, we spent the rest of the night watching a movie as he typed very loudly on his keyboard. The next day was much more eventful, as Cakes was preparing to make his own call-out video, this time on his ex-girlfriend.
Remember I told you about that loony ages ago? I'm not really one to keep about things, but that So apparently the stupid has come back, still won't shut up, and is now tormenting this poor fella.
Hello there.
No, I'm just
Exactly.
gonna say one thing. She's made me feel so.
What do you expect? What do you expect? She's a grooming piece of that manipulates people. She gives you an emotional roller coaster. She specifically seeks out mentally vulnerable people.
There's definitely some kind of way to explain the extreme levels of hypocrisy in Cakes, of all people, calling out someone else's behavior towards minors, which I cannot do myself. So I'll leave that to the intellectuals amongst you in the comments below.
It's okay when they f***ing cancel vid me, but when I f***ing cancel vid her, look, I just need you to keep hunting around. I need out of pocket and out of context. Well, I need a profile picture because I'm cooking something up.
Can't you grab it from the f***ing ID that I gave you?
Okay, I'll just right-click on a profile save photo.
Oh, see? You have brain cells.
I don't have cliented Discord, you.
No. I mean, you could use the f***ing Discord ID and then go to that one website that allows you to f***ing steal images.
Which website's that? It's a website dedicated to stealing people's profile pictures. Ah, yes. Yes. I didn't do that.
Huh? What? Do what?
Oh, that's insane. That's so funny.
What did you do?
Like I said, I don't. For the sake of me actually being a legit journalist, I don't do this. This is just a special occasion because I hate that.
It should come to no one's surprise that Cakes is once again fabricating evidence against someone. It was always known that he did this, but seeing him do it right in front of me just makes proving it way more easier. So, thank you, Cakes, for doing my job. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not defending this loony person, but I also cannot confidently state what they did and didn't do, since as you all just saw, Cakes is not a trustworthy source of information, despite claiming to be a legit journalist. Cakes would continue to fabricate evidence for about another hour until he got hungry and left.
My ingenious plan. I'm gonna stuff my face with food and then I'm gonna get in a headset. But I'm gonna wait for my mother to come back with a chicken.
Moving on to the next eventful day, April 27th, just 4 days after I had initially met him. On this day, we got to see Cakes' true colors shine, as for the first time, we would end up being alone with him.
Baby, baby. Well, so you know how old I am, right?
How old are you?
Well, I'm an adult. You find that out. You find the rest out later.
No.
Well, what did baby find on Twitter that she?
Oh my god. Just
What did baby? You know.
I don't know what to say.
What did baby find on Twitter that she liked?
I just saw a lot of art of stuff.
Yeah, what daddy? Yeah, but what daddy told you to look at? Did you find anything that you like, baby? I was gonna say, baby. Did you still have the filter on? So you still have the filter on?
What filter?
There's a filter on Twitter that shows you everything.
Where's that?
Somewhere in settings. It's like the not safe for work filter.
Now this is where things get interesting.
Don't tell anyone, baby. Daddy's trying to help you.
Okay. I won't tell anyone.
Okay. I'm just getting sick of everyone attacking me. Oh, they just see it as grooming and stuff, and I'm like, do you even know what grooming is? Because a lot of my kids have gone through that, and they're just like, well, you don't do anything my groomer does. I'm like, yeah, because I'm not grooming you. That's what I mean. All they want to do is make me look bad, and all they want to do is ruin my life because they want to try and drive as many people away from me as possible. That's all they do, and it's really annoying.
I'm sorry.
Well, I don't know. Like, there's lots of bad people out there, but all they ever do is target me.
Cakes, at this point, knows what he's doing is wrong, at least to a certain extent, since he tells us that we should keep the conversation private. However, through some extreme mental gymnastics, he's able to convince himself that he's not actually a bad guy for participating in this type of conversation with me. I'm gonna save you all your sanity and cut this short as he continues this kind of talk for another 30 minutes before I would end up leaving and taking a long shower. I honestly could have stopped right there, as I think most of us can agree what he was doing was very wrong. But I still wanted to confront him, and so I decided to stay for another 2 weeks, where I would eventually get another opportunity. Nothing really that important happened during my prolonged stay. Basically, every day went like this. I would join in while Cakes was complaining about something or someone that's been causing him issues. He would then say the phrase, "Today has just not been a good day," before typing on his keyboard for the rest of the night. Now that probably sounds boring, and it absolutely was. So let's skip over to my final interaction with Cakes, which happened on May 15th. We start the day off at a daycare, which isn't unusual for Cakes, as he likes to prowl around such locations, which is really concerning to me for obvious reasons. Once that was over, I was able to get another one-on-one encounter with Cakes, where things would go as expected.
Oh, my little cutie. I love you, baby. I love you, baby.
Too. I'm just sad.
Also, baby, what happened to streaming to daddy and talking to me? And you just get tied up with stuff.
I just got tied up with stuff because like the whole thing was happening with my mom, and my dad like felt bad, so he wanted to spend more time with me. So we were like going to the park and stuff, and
Well,
they
it
were just, like,
sounds like your father... It sounds like your dad's the one that cares about you.
yeah. And
I
then
know.
and then my dad, like, he wanted to spend more time, but then now he's going back to work and stuff, so he's gonna be gone a lot. Like right now he's not here, and
Well, I'm still here, Bubba. At least you got me, and I'm happy to look after.
I know. And that's why I like being around you.
Love you, baby. You love being around daddy.
Yeah.
You still want to do that stuff with daddy?
What stuff?
Remember you asked daddy you wanted help looking at naughty things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you still want help?
Can we still do that?
Yeah, we can still do that, baby.
Oh,
Don't tell anyone, okay? Daddy doesn't want to get cancelled again.
yeah. Which stuff are we gonna look at?
What does baby want to look at? Does baby want to look at naughty stuff?
Yeah, I don't really know, like, what there's so, like, is there different, like, categories?
Uh-huh. What does baby know? What does baby know about naughty stuff?
I feel like I just know, like, the normal stuff, like guy and girl stuff that, like, my mom explained to me.
Mm-hmm. Did baby ever look at that stuff on the internet?
Not yet.
I want daddy to show you. Remember, what we talk about, don't tell anyone, okay?
No.
Good girl. You want daddy to go away?
No,
Okay, then don't tell anyone.
I won't.
Oh, you're so cute. I love you, baby.
Love you too.
You trust daddy?
Yeah?
Oh, my little girl, you're so cute.
Do you trust me?
Yeah?
Okay.
That's why I'm just worried, Bobby. Daddy wants to help you. I don't want people to use it. Because Daddy's happy to help you with stuff, okay?
Yeah.
Because if people find out Daddy's helping you with naughty stuff, they're gonna, well, attack me and they're gonna make me go away. And then we don't get to see each other.
I don't want that.
I don't want that either, baby. I like looking after you.
Do you help other people too?
I help lots of people. I like helping people.
Hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Things would end differently this time though, as I was ready to put an end to this whole scenario.
It's okay, baby. Daddy will show you what to look at, okay? You like baby stuff?
I would like to look at baby stuff cakes.
Hey, yo! I knew it was you!
No, you didn't.
Yes, I
You wouldn't have said that
did.
stuff if you did. Then why'd you say all that stuff?
What was the point of being a mentally ill child anyway?
To prove that you're a threat to children, Cakes. It showed that you talk to them sexually and inappropriately. That you groom them.
Why would I groom them?
You groomed me, bro. You were trying to groom me. From when we first were alone, bro. You're saying like, oh, are you into baby stuff? Ooh, what do you think about when you yourself? Why do you think that's
People
appropriate
like
to say to
baby
a
stuff.
year-old? Why do you think that's appropriate to say to Why do you think it's appropriate to say, hey, do you want me to hold you while you yourself to a 15-year-old?
Because people f***ing... How do I
You're
explain
32 years old, man. I pretend
I'm
to
not
be
even
half
30.
your age, literally. Why do you... That's not okay. And you complained so much. Oh, I'm not a oh, they just throw that at me. Yes, you are, dude. You act like one. You are one. Do you feel good when you talk to these kids like that? Is that what gets you off?
I just want to know, why did you have to be a mentally ill child to get me to say and do those things? A
To
lot
prove
of mentally
that
ill
you
children
talk
actually ask for...
to kids. You talk to kids. What don't you understand? I don't understand why you, as a 32-year-old man, is talking sexually to someone who you believe to be years old. That's why I don't understand.
Whatever, you got what you wanted, now what?
You keep repeating yourself. Can we say something new? Can you explain your actions? You like to say you're not
Nah,
okay, explain to
man.
me how you're not one.
Like I said, you got what you wanted. You're gonna go cause issues and take everything out of proportion.
I'm not causing issues.
Long story
Dude,
short.
you're a should you be around kids? No, you're a threat to them. What do you mean causing issues? I'm solving a problem, which is you.
Bam. There's actually legit groomers out there. I'm not fucking...
Yeah, you!
Problems.
You are a groomer. You! I just proved it. I just experienced it. And I'm not the first person to have. You have multiple victims.
Why would you... This is the thing, this is bad.
You know what's
I can't
fucking
get over the
weird?
fact
A
that, like,
32-year-old
you've
man
pretended
trying
to
to
be
find out what a
child, asking for
15-year-old
helping
is into. That's what's weird. A 32-year-old man trying to find out what a 15-year-old is into. That's weird to me. That should be your concern. Why am I doing that? You should be telling yourself that. And if you're acting like this with me, I know you're acting like this with some of the other people around you. Because you do hang around mostly kids. I told you that earlier when I first met you. Oh, no, I don't. I hang around adults. But you mostly hang around kids.
No, I just can't believe you would do that.
I
That's
can't
the only way to
believe
get
you're
me
a 32-year-old
isolated
man
and stuff.
talking sexually to a 15-year-old, asking what they're into, and trying to groom them to be into baby stuff.
I grew with them into baby shit. I asked
You
them what
are.
the
You were
fuck it
trying to
into.
groom me. Dude, what you were doing is grooming. You know that, right? Actually, you don't. That's why you don't think you're a groomer. Well, let me educate you. What you were just doing with me is grooming.
Like I said, you got what you wanted, now what?
You already know. Why do you keep saying that? What do you think I'm gonna give you a different answer? Now we get to the fun part, which is everything that happened after my reveal. We'll start with his current excuse, which was that he knew the entire time that it was me. Not only is that very cliche for someone in his predicament to say, but his evidence is quite lackluster.
Which
What?
You remember? Okay, you were there. Remember that fucking Sanrio that joined?
Yeah, the kid that joined yesterday. What about it?
What the fuck, kids? It has to be fucking FFI, some other fucking stupid pedo hunter. It's always a fucking pedo hunter trying to be a fucking, like, oh, you know, let's be friends instantly. I know autistic kids fucking do that, but this one starts to
There's no fucking way FFI would act. Oh!
People have done this before. The amount of times people have pretended to be kids to incriminate me. And they don't find anything that's annoying.
Wow. Someone please hand Cakes and Admin their Oscar awards because that was a stellar performance. Let's be serious though. Cakes, you could claim that you knew the entire time that you were talking to me, but when I have clips like this...
I was always bullied.
Yeah.
It really funny because I couldn't read it wide. I really thought I was fucking weird. Then I come to VRChat, and then, you know, I start making other friends and stuff, but I'm having trouble making people IRL, so all my friends are in the magic box.
Yeah.
I can't find anyone in real life that likes the stuff I like. And then I tried making friends where I live, but then people kept making, you know, posts and stuff about me and cancelling me and being mean to me. So then, you know, I had trouble making friends in real life, and they made everyone leave. I only had 2 friends in real life, and they made them leave. Now I have no one.
I'm sorry. I'd be your friend in real life.
I know, baby. But I can't come visit you because you're still too young. And everyone will think it'd be really, really weird.
I know for a fact that you didn't. Not to get too philosophical in this video, but for me personally, I believe that Cakes is a great representation of a wolf in sheep's clothing. I'm specifically referring to this definition, by the way. A person or thing that appears friendly or harmless, but is really hostile. See, Cakes wants you to think that he's a good person, and so he makes attempts to help the community by getting rid of trolls, scammers, and any other undesirables. Once you look a little bit deeper though, you realize that any type of good that he does is greatly overshadowed by his wrongdoings, choosing to be just as bad, if not worse, than the people he's calling out. Taking a break from Cakes and moving on to my brief interaction with the creator of Frenny's nightclub, Stitchbatch. This story begins on May 17th, just 2 days after my reveal. I would personally contact Stitchbatch via his Discord server in order to inform him about 2 things. That his friend, Baby Cakes, was a P-word, and that he was promoting his group on a server filled with minors without any restrictions. To my surprise, Stitchbatch would immediately start responding to me in a hostile way. However, I remained calm and said, "I'm not saying you two are best friends, but this guy's actions are inexcusable. In order to maintain a safe environment within your community, these kinds of people shouldn't be allowed to be within it." I think that's a very reasonable thing to say. However, Stitchbatch felt differently, and so we would continue to have a back and forth until I would directly send Stitchbatch video proof of Cakes being inappropriate with me. This specific video is available to watch on my second channel if you are curious about it, although I did have to censor it for YouTube. To give Stitchbatch some credit, a lot of the clips I use in this video are brand new. However, based on his response, I don't think that would have made a difference. Shortly after this, Stitchbatch would close the ticket and ban me from their server, ironically calling me the creep for exposing their friend. Hey! Not a good look. I had a sneaking suspicion that Cakes was in contact with Stitchbatch during my conversation, at least towards the end. And perhaps this is why not too long after I was banned, Stitchbatch would end up making this announcement, which I'll summarize. They start off by calling me a notorious YouTube channel that enjoys harassing people. Wonder who gave them that idea. They then claim that I was the one who started the inappropriate conversations with Cakes, which was not true, as you all have seen. Next they state, this is a friend that has some sort of issue where they do not have a real censor with what they say. And so they have said some really bad things around children, but from personal experience, they are just trying to offer a safe space for everyone. A safe space for cupcake enjoyers, Stitchbatch. After that, they acknowledge that Cakes has been malicious in the past and finish off the post with, "As long as you do no harm to my world, then you are free to continue using it to its full potential. After I was banned, I would create a YouTube post about what happened, and the next day, Stitchbatch would make another announcement stating that they're going to take a break, since friends of his were leaving the server and outright avoiding him. Despite all that, he still held the belief that Cakes was doing nothing wrong. I will remove the person that the YouTuber is attacking to give everyone the illusion of a safer community, even though in my opinion, I seriously do not see how it will help moving an adult from an adult-oriented server/world in which they have done no wrong. It's quite deceiving for Stitchbatch to consider his world/server adult-oriented, because during my conversation with him, he mentioned that the server was 16 plus. Only after I had spoken to him did he then make his server 18 plus. This would have been the end of things. However, strangely enough, Stitchbatch has since deleted the original announcement about me, where he referred to Cakes as their friend, without any sort of follow-up on why. If I had to guess, it's because he's directly admitting to being friends with Cakes, which obviously makes him look bad and proves that he did consider him a friend. Okay, on to the breaking news that I want to share. It's a bit early to be sure, but very recently, Cakes' main account has been banned. His group and alt account associated with it have also been banned. Now, do we know why they were banned? No. Do we know if any of them are permanent? I can only confirm that his group is permanently banned, as from what I'm told, they don't suspend groups. It's either you have it or you don't. I'm glad that VRChat has finally taken some action against Cakes, because we know just how dangerous someone like Cakes can be, especially if they're able to create their own communities where they're in a position of power. On another note, my group has also reported Baby Cakes to the proper authorities. However, I hope that VRChat have also done the same thing, because they definitely have a lot more information on him than we do. This has been an incredibly long video to produce, as you would expect given the month-long operation, so if you enjoy what I do, then consider becoming a member. Thank you all so much for watching the video until the end. I've been up all night editing this video, so I'm probably going to start sleeping by the time this video is out. Hopefully it stays up. With that being said, I'll see you next time. Peace out.
LeBron, scream if you love FFI.